This Open Championship update is presented by Copper Rock, where the pros play on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Brian Taylor, Bob Casper's appearances are brought to you by Mountain America Credit Union, Mountain Supply, Black Desert Resort, Hoops Vision, and Uinta Golf. Time to welcome in Bob Casper. Bob, good morning.
How you guys doing?
We are doing well. How are you?
Bob Casper.
That was random.
How you doing, BK?
Oh, I am good. Ready to get another title. I don't know where I'm going to put all these.
Oh, listen to you. You are a master gloater.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bob, it's all about the weather at the Open Championship, and I'm hearing it's warm and the rough is burned out, and Rory thinks guys may just try to bomb it up there and hit out of the rough, and other guys are going to be hitting irons, keeping it in the fairway, and letting it roll forever. What's going on? What's the deal? What do you think?
You know, Tiger had a pretty good game plan at Royal Liverpool. I think he only hit one driver all week, and he ended up winning that golf tournament by I don't know how many shots, but you know, he was definitely a ball striker. He was definitely relied on his iron play. And I think if somebody can do that, then they're going to have a really good chance. The thing that just bombing and gouging it does is it leaves so much to chance and so many places that you can hit the ball, whether it's in the pot bunkers or whether it's in the rough and just hoping you get a good lie. I'm the tactician mindset, and I think what Tiger did is what somebody's going to do, and they're going to have a pretty good chance of winning.
How does thinking and course management factor into this major relative to the other three?
Well, it's PK. It's so different in that you get burnout conditions like this one, where there's not a lot of moisture in the soil, especially off the tee. And now you have to decide what you're going to hit off the tee, so that you can keep the ball in play, that you don't hit it in those pot bunkers, and how much the ball is actually going to roll out. So there's going to be a lot of interaction between the caddies and the players. They're going to be talking about weather or wind conditions. Is the wind straight down? Is it into you? Is it right to left to right? Do I hit a draw and hold it into the wind if it's left to right? Or do I hit a fade and hold it into the wind if it's right to left? Or do I hit shots that carry with the wind? That kind of thing. And then, they all have launch monitors and everything. So when they're practicing on the practice range, they can tell how far the ball is flying. And then roll out as well. But then when you get on the golf course, you've got humps and bumps and all that kind of stuff. And, you catch one of those downhill bumps and you're going to hit it, so much further. The guys were talking about hitting a 5-iron almost 300 yards with the amount of roll that you could possibly get, and guys that are hitting drivers close to 400 yards because, you get bounces and rolls and the ball just travels and keeps going. So you've got to pretty well decide on some holes that you can take advantage of, and some holes you want to make sure that you play safe. But you got to keep it out of those fairway pot bunkers, that's for sure.
Are the greens, with all this heat and the weather, are the greens going to be really fast?
The greens, that as far as the speed of the greens over there in Europe, because they get so much, and links courses, they get so much wind. And when the wind has a tendency to make the ball move on the greens, so they like to keep their greens a little bit slower, where we would in a US Open 11 to 14 on the stimp meter. over there, you're going to be 9 to 10, 10 on the high end, and which means that you can be a little bit more aggressive with your putts. And so because of that, I think the greens will have some moisture in them to help the ball stay on the green a little bit. And I think they will be a little bit slower because that's traditionally what they've done.
Are these bunkers that you speak of, are they the mindset of avoid at all costs?
Avoid at all costs, 100%. Pot bunkers aren't big, so the ball can roll up against the faces. In these, they're called revetted bunkers or sod face bunkers because they stack sod horizontally and bring up the face of the bunker higher. And when they do that, it's harder to get the ball out of the bunker. You're going to just have to try to hit a wedge, hit a sand wedge or a lob wedge to get the ball out of the bunker because there's no actually playing forward to get the ball onto the green. So that is truly a one-shot penalty if you hit it in a fairway bunker, and you've got to avoid those at all costs.
It's time for our draft, and we got a little tip from your tag team radio partner, Brian Taylor.
He says, did you?
Yeah, he says the guy to watch, his pick for the week is...
The one I discovered.
Matt Fitzpatrick.
Yeah,
Matty Fitzpatrick.
And you want to know the problem with that?
Yeah.
We got a new rule this year that you can only pick a guy once a year, and we all picked him. PK took him in the Masters.
Yep.
I took him in the PGA. You took him at the U.S. Open. He has not won a major, but we all swung and missed with him, so we can't pick Matty Fitz. We also have all taken Tommy Fleetwood, so if you're thinking about, hey, who's an elite European I could take at the Open Championship? Well, Fleetwood's. And the odds on both of them, I mean, a lot of people are betting on those guys. I mean, this is the Open Championship, and the odds are everywhere. The British love to gamble on golf. And they're like third and fourth. So, and we can't pick them.
Nope, they're out.
All right, Bob, why don't you bat lead off and get us going here? You've got the first pick.
Okay,
We've got the regional picks that are off the board. You get Xander Schauffele, who actually has pretty good odds to win this week. The gamblers are liking him. And PK's got John Rahm. Again, the gamblers like him. Good odds to win the championship. And I've got Brooks Koepka, who nobody takes seriously. So, yay for me.
I think it's appropriate.
1969 is the last time that a Englishman has won on English soil at an Open Championship, and so that bodes well for my first pick because he made his coming out debut in 1998 as a 17-year-old amateur. He finished fourth, and here he is trying to win the Open Championship. So I'm going to full circle.
JR?
I'm going Justin Rose for my first pick.
Dang it. He was on my list, and I never got a chance.
I hear that all the time from you, DJ.
PK,
Yeah.
there's three
Dang
names.
it.
What's that name? Right there.
That was an excellent impersonation, Bob.
Yeah. Dang it.
I want to say something else, but we're on the radio. I'll tell you what I was going to say later.
That's right.
But you could just cue up some Jerry Sloan sideline stuff, and you'd be in the ballpark.
What is it? What does he say, Bob?
Dang it.
Hey, you got to drop Yak. You got to use that.
Oh, yeah.
You got to use that. That's pure gold. Pure
Trust me.
gold. I can't
Trust
believe
me.
you took Rose right out of the gate. All right, I haven't taken
I did.
Scheffler yet,
I'm sorry.
and I've been waiting for him to peak all year. And now that I'm down to the last tournament, he goes and misses the cut. So, Scheffler, am I wasting my time with my first pick? Do you think he can bounce back from the missed cut?
Reset last week.
That was a reset. He'll be flying
good.
this week.
Yep.
All right. Well, I got Scheffler.
He'll be good.
And both of you guys have taken Rory, right?
I took Rory in the Open, and he took him in the PGA. So you could just sit on Rory for your third pick.
All right, I'll go Sam Burns.
Ooh, that's a really good one, PK. I like that.
Why didn't you make it? And then I
like
could have
that.
had Rose.
Because he wanted to hear you
Because
say.
I'm going, I always go for the career Grand Slam, and I always go for the history makers. So that's why I picked Rose.
I would love to see Rose win
Because
it.
full circle all the way around. Yeah, Rose
I would
would be
too.
good. Rose
I
would be
had
a
him
really
at
good
the
winner.
Masters when he was runner-up, and he's kind of around, but he just couldn't quite get over the hump. And it'd be cool. He's been out there for a long time.
Yeah.
Didn't he, as an amateur, didn't he finish like third or something when he was an amateur? Wasn't that his
He
breakout?
finished fourth.
Fourth,
Yeah,
okay.
fourth
Yeah.
at this golf course.
Man.
That's why it's full circle around to
Yeah.
now he's 46 or 45.
No
or
drama,
whatever.
just
And,
goes out and plays.
Yeah. Really cool. So another story, Tommy Fleetwood grew up 5 minutes down the road, and he and his dad used to sneak through the fence and play golf on this golf course.
Oh,
So that's a cool story
sure.
also. But I'm going with my next pick. I'm going to do Russell Henley.
Good.
I took him at the Open.
Since
That
we're
didn't
scraping bottom of the barrel now.
that didn't really work for me when I took
Well,
him
you
at the
don't
Open.
have to
but-
scrape bottom of the barrel. You chose those other guys. I got Rory
did.
sitting
You're
out
right.
there. I obviously haven't picked him.
No, you got
Yeah.
Rory sitting there for the third round.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Chris Gotterup.
Yep. Ooh, that's good. Yep. I like that. He's playing good golf. Won 2 weeks ago.
He did.
Finished well last week.
He did. He was tied for 11th at the Scottish Open. So
Yep.
I'll go Morikawa.
Morikawa.
Yeah.
Colin. Okay. Okay, I got to look through my list again. See who I have picked or have not picked.
You can have DeChambeau if you want him.
Oh, man. I can?
no, he took him into Masters. He
Yeah,
cannot have
but see,
DeChambeau.
but I'll be
I
nice. I
took
give
him
him.
in the
Nope.
Masters.
He's struggling. Faldo was blasting him the other day.
Oh, Faldo was blasting him hard.
Yeah,
Yeah, I told him he didn't know how to play this golf course.
right.
So, okay, another one that missed the cut last week. I'm going to take Ludwig Oberg.
All right, I will go. I think he's still available for me. Let me make sure. No, I haven't taken him. I'm going to take Victor Hovland.
Okay,
Not Victory Hovland.
that's a good one.
Victor Hovland.
Well, pick a European over there, on the other side of the pond. and all that.
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
And you're going to take.
I'm
Got
gonna
2 out
go-
of 3 Europeans.
I'm gonna go Rory Mac. Oh, Rory Mac. When are you gonna be winning again? Can't you hear me, Rory Mac? Oh, Rory Mac.
Okay.
One of the guys who has pretty good odds that we did not take, and I wonder if we've just blown it here. But of the guys who are in the top, let's see, he's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's 7th on the list, and I think we took almost all. I think we took 8 of the top 10. Robert McIntyre. Did we blow it?
Bobby Mack.
Bobby Mac. Oh, Bobby Mac. Is he coming
Oh
back?
my goodness.
All right.
Wow.
Enough of that.
Yeah.
Well, because if I don't sing, you know what the listeners are going to say?
Thank you.
No. They're going to say, dang it.
Thank you. He's right.
Ding! Correct answer.
DJ. Yes. Here I'm touching my nose. Ding, 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 ding.
How many times you been to the Open Championship? You go to the Masters every year, but the Open Championship, that's a much longer flight, much more expensive trip. I know you've been over there, but I don't think you've been that
Yeah.
often. How many you been to?
BT and I went over in 2005 when Tiger won at the Old Course. We were there with my dad. Got to play Carnoustie with my dad.
Oh, nice.
But, when I was younger, probably, I don't know, a handful of times when I was younger.
What did your father
My
say
dad
about
was
this
playing.
tournament?
My dad, he loved the Open Championship. He didn't play at PK till 1968. That was the first time he played it at Carnoustie.
Is that a
And
scheduling issue or a money issue or what was it?
no, it was a 2-week trip, basically, and he could stay in the U.S. and still play PGA Tour events. and not have to pay the expense to go across the pond. But once he got over there, he was leading it. He was leading through 3 rounds and the majority of the 4th round at Carnoustie, and hit it into the gorse. And Gary Player ended up winning. I think my dad finished 4th. And he said one of his biggest regrets is that he didn't go play that more, because he felt like that type of golf really fit his game. He could control the ball flight. He liked using his imagination to bump shots into greens and that kind of thing. And he was never able to win the Open Championship, but he sure loved playing in it.
Well, Bob, we appreciate it as always. Now we got a rooting interest. I will email this all out to you guys, and we can follow it all week long, all right?
Okay.
All right. You're the
Sounds
man, Bob.
good.
Thanks for joining us. Okay, Bob Casper, Real Golf Radio. There it is, DJ and PK. We're going to take a break. When we come back, everything you missed in this show, the football, the basketball, and yes, the baseball. It's all coming up. Stay with us.
Welcome to This is Chase Scott and Ben Anderson.
Covering the Jazz for the Deseret News, she is Sarah Todd. I don't think Jackson Hayes is the solution. Nurk, I'm not sure if he's a solution either. What do you think the Jazz do as far as center going forward?
None of that is going to be a solution long term, right? But anybody that thinks that the Jazz going into this particular season being a legitimate title contender, that's not realistic. It doesn't have to be that the Jazz have the perfect center for the timeline for this team right now. This Jazz team needs to be able to prove, as constructed, that they're able to win games. The expectation is still, you make the playoffs, you definitely need to be a play-in team, like at worst. Yeah, down the road, the center position is going to need to be fortified a little bit, but that can happen over the next few years, kind of as they ramp their way up through the Western Conference.
Catch Jake and Ben afternoons from 2 to 6 on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy. Just drop in some details about yourself and see if you're eligible to save money when you bundle your home and auto policies. The process only takes minutes, and it could mean hundreds more in your pocket. Visit Progressive.com after this episode to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
Slugger Red Headlines are brought to you by Trajan Wealth. Call Trajan Wealth today, your local trusted financial fiduciary. Call them at 1-855-TRAJAN1 or visit their website at TrajanWealth.com. PK.
What?
We talked a little baseball earlier this morning. The All-Star Game is in the books. The American League rides dominant pitching. I know a lot of the top pitchers, they got a rule now, I guess, if you pitch on the weekend, you don't have to be in the All-Star Game, and some teams move their guys' starts so that they'd be on the weekend. So they're missing some big-time pitchers. There were a lot of stars missing, but there was plenty of good pitching available.
Yeah, I think there were 28 strikeouts combined. The game wasn't that exciting. Obviously, a couple walks and singles, and they scored 3 runs and then a home run, and that was it. And National League and Philadelphia fans booing and all that stuff. They want to get some action there. Last year was a home run derby to determine the winner, and that was exciting. And this year's was a dud, but that's baseball, man. You're going to get that. Pitching, if it's on, is going to dominate, and we know strikeouts are prevalent in the game today. So there you go, and put it aside, and we'll see if we have one next year. May not.
Fun having those guys mic'd up. Dylan Cease out there on the mound. You can hear him calling pitches. And then they had conversations with managers. They had something going basically the whole game.
Yeah, it's different there. So that makes it a little different. And the catcher was the Oakland Eyes, Langler's guy. A's was mic'd up too. Mm-hmm. So you would know the pitch that was coming because he would say it into his glove, and then you could hear it. So, yeah, I mean, why not? Ultimately, it's a meaningless game.
Yep. Which I think it's following there's a little bit of basketball with the load management, and I mean, football, the Pro Bowl game went away, altogether. Teams are going to want to protect their pitchers' arms. I mean, there's so much riding on that, and there's so many guys going down with arm injuries. You can almost feel I don't know whether they call it paranoia or not, because the injuries are real. I mean, these guys seem to be having Tommy John surgery regularly. Some guys are having it twice. So I get why they want to be cautious with them, and guys used to be able to throw 3 innings. Nobody ever goes 3 innings in an All-Star game anymore. No. Most guys don't even go 2.
And then Goose
Do your one.
Gossage complains about it every year.
Yeah.
That's what will be interesting to see if they do the Olympics and how that's going to play, because it's going to have to obviously be during the season. And what do they want there? You'd have to think that baseball is one of these sports where Olympic gold would not supersede World Series. And some of the sports, I insist all the international players would rather win the Olympic gold than the NBA title. And they can't say it because that's where they're getting the most of their money. But
it is so hard to beat the United States in basketball. I totally get that. In baseball, it might vary more on the country. But maybe even then, I mean, it's not that hard to imagine. A country like Japan has enough players. It's not hard to imagine them win Olympic gold. We've seen them win Olympic gold. I wonder if they'd valued that over. Their team would probably be a mix of players playing in Japan and playing in the U.S.
Yes, but you simply can't bite the hand that feeds you the most.
I totally get it.
We're not talking about position players.
Right.
We're talking about pitching.
Exactly.
And that's already a sensitive subject.
100%. And I saw Buster Olney talking about this in the lead up to the game, saying hopefully they can do something because there's just so many guys missing. I remember thinking, what are they going to do? I mean, these pitchers are they don't really say sore arm anymore, but essentially they got some kind of pain in their arm, so they're out. I mean, with Ohtani, it happens to be his knee, and I don't think the Dodgers putting out a press release on a knee getting drained was an accident. They wanted out there, hey, this is real, and we're making him do it. He has to do it, so don't give him a bunch of grief over this. And Aaron Judge isn't there. I mean, Judge and Ohtani are the two superstars in the game that everybody wants to see, and neither one was there. Judge is a long-term injury, so there's nothing you can do about that. It is. I mean,
right.
he's missing weeks.
Which is why Aaron Judge should never be on the ground in a regular season game ever.
No diving for balls, no sliding into second base.
No.
Stay healthy.
Or stay at first base.
Yeah.
If you think it's going to be a play, just stay at first base.
You mean so much.
Right.
The replacement
the numbers
wins.
are overwhelming.
Yeah, it's clear.
With him in and with him out, yeah. So don't let, and that's what he said. It was a dive on a ball in right field where and I know it's your natural instinct, but change it.
No. No.
But it's hard not to. I understand that. It's not the way you play the game. But the pitching in the Worlds or the Olympics,
it's going to be an issue.
I don't know that it's really going to work. Whoever it is, if he's a big league pitcher, it's going to be a strict pitch count. And if you threw 9 pitches per inning for 4 innings, you're still coming out. It won't be the true form, but give it a shot and see what happens.
Tarek Skubal, the subject of trade rumors. Reports have the Cubs, Braves, and Rays holding the most interest in potentially acquiring the Tigers star.
That's great. Acquire him, and he'll be with you. And then in December, he'll sign with the Dodgers.
And there it is. I took the words right out of my mouth. I've already heard so many sarcastic references to the Dodgers aren't going to trade for him. They don't need to. They don't need to give anything up. They're going to get him anyway.
Well, and that same report that had those 3 teams, it said both the Yankees and the Dodgers are currently not in the mix. I'm like, yeah, because they're thinking we'll just grab him in December.
Yeah. And the Dodgers will get him, and then we'll say baseball's in a good spot, the players, and because it's all about being able to sign the $500, $600, $700 million contracts, and away you go there. And and if the Dodgers win the World Series again, which I'm sure all the owners will be rooting for them hard. If it's not your team.
Then they can say, see, we've just got to have this salary cap.
Yeah, we can't have the same team every single year. It just doesn't. The fans will eventually turn off. So you players, you top-end players, can you live with $250 million deals rather than $500 million deals?
Speaking of $250 million deals, the NBA. Jazz and Spurs in Summer League action tonight, 7:30, Prime Video. Obviously, they didn't play the 3 guys that everybody wants to see play in the last game, so I wouldn't be holding my breath for them tonight, but I haven't heard anything definitive. I don't know, have you read or seen anything definitive about tonight?
I have not. I've not looked. I've seen enough. And so, to me, it's summer now. The NBA goes away, and LeBron signs with somebody.
The 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th Summer League games aren't that revealing. We've seen 5 games now of Peterson.
Yes, and
well, 4, I guess. Did he?
And
see the
I
last
knew what
one?
I was going to see, and I saw it.
Right. A.J. DeBonce has been shut down after 2 games.
Good.
Wizards have played twice, and they've seen enough.
Yeah, and this is, and then they play it out, and away you go, and then the NBA goes away for 6 to 8 weeks, and
then they'll be back.
Get those guys on vacation, and then we start it up. And the last week of September, we should be over at the practice facility doing media day, and at that point, I'll be jacked for it.
76ers are doing their recruiting. Tyrese Maxey, Joel Embiid, Jaylen Brown, making overtures to LeBron James. Come and play in Philly. LeBron's been looking at options. Golden State, Cleveland, and Miami, the other teams getting mentioned a lot.
If he wants to win the most, seems to me Philadelphia would be the one. But until the Embiid thing, is he in, is he out? And then you have to change it when he's there, blah, blah, blah. So I don't know that any of these teams that are in the mix, I'm going to look at them, they're the team to beat now. They got a 42-year-old LeBron James.
Who's the team to beat? It's the team to beat in the West.
I think it's the same two at the top.
Thunder and Spurs. Which is part of the reason not to go to the Warriors. Go to the East, even get yourself to the finals and give yourself a chance when you get there.
Maybe go to actually, I think Cleveland could help the most.
I totally get that. Veteran leadership. It's the complete circle Cinderella story back for the third time
Obviously,
in the final
there's that
chapter.
Connection there. That's home.
But they were in the conference final. They're not that far away.
And I don't think that he's looking to come in to be the man. If he's looking to come in to be the man, I wouldn't want him.
I think he's got a firm grip on reality. He's still really good in his 40s, but it's not 29-year-old him.
If he wants to play again, it's his call. I'd be perfectly fine if he said, hey, I'm done, and then just be a statesman. Nothing wrong with that. You're going to have to do that at some point, whether it's this year or next year or the year after. It ends for everybody.
Could it end when one last glorious run and a 5th title? And especially if you did it in Cleveland, that'd be storybook.
Yeah, but even then, if he does, it wouldn't be the same.
It's not. No, it's not 2 3-peats.
He's not the man.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Well, no, and that's true. No, he wouldn't be. Nor would he want to be or should be at this point.
I also
but he
don't
could
think
still
he'd
make
be a
big
hanger-oner.
plays. He's not a hanger-oner. He can still be 20-point guy and the game-winning pass, the game-winning assist, whatever, the game-winning shot, whatever.
I don't care what his stats are. Help your team win. That's all that matters.
Well, and I think the Knicks are out because they're already at the top. And so whoever else he'd be helping get there. I mean, Philly hasn't been to a conference final in forever. So I think going back to Iverson, which is over 20 years now, actually 25 probably.
And the guys you named, did you name Jaylen Brown?
I did name Jaylen Brown. The guy I left off was Edgecombe.
Okay.
That would be the other big name. Maxey, Embiid, and Brown are the ones who've been recruiting him. Edgecombe, obviously, and then LeBron. That'd be – you'd always have at least 2 or 3 of those 5 on the court. You'd be pretty good. NFL, we talked to Tanner Wall, Raider defensive back, former BYU star, trying to make his mark in the NFL as an undrafted free agent. Already done the OTAs and the rookie camp thing, getting ready for the camp, which, as he noted, is soon and is short. 12 days, 12 practices. 12 practices and then the first preseason game.
I actually like that. I don't think the
drags on.
College needs to go 20-some.
No.
August is the worst for that. It's exciting at the beginning and then about halfway through.
There's nothing to say. There's nothing to ask. And you get the feeling that we're all tired of hitting each other. That quote's coming.
Yeah, it was the same stuff every year.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they're tired of hitting each other because it's so many. And the NFL can do it in 12 and play at a pretty high level.
Right.
Now, the NFL schedule's more forgiving. I mean, you can go out and be 3-3 after 6 games and know you still got a really good shot at getting in the playoffs and just be playing good football then in January and February. Whereas in college football, if you start 3-3, it's over.
Yeah, in your conference, but I mean, you could start 0-3 and still get there.
Theoretically.
But you wouldn't because you wouldn't be good enough.
And they schedule themselves such easy games.
Yeah.
One, if not two gimmies.
To me,
that's the preseason.
Yes, and so you have 7 weeks of preseason, and then the conference game. Now, fortunately, week 2, BYU Arizona. That's a tension-grabbing game, and I'm glad for that. So we only have to work 1 week where it's dogs, and then the second week, at least for the Cougars and Cats, it's on.
As the Big 12 and ACC try to find a way to grab center stage and get more attention, I'm surprised they don't move more conference games. Man. Have 3 conference games in each league in week 2 and week 3. I get coaches don't want week 1.
You're
going to
say that's unfair, and then the teams that are going to go to overseas, whether it's Ireland or in this case Kansas and the Devils at ASU in London, that's one of those teams is going to point to that, if not both of them.
Yep.
So we'll see how that plays out.
Tanner, say anything else about the NFL that catches your ear?
It's just the idea of you've been doing this your whole life, and now you basically have 3 or 4 weeks to show somebody that it can continue. I would think that he'd minimally be a practice squad guy.
That gives you a shot if you're a practice squad guy coming out of camp. There's so many injuries in the NFL.
Right. And you practice squad, the way it works, you're a free agent while still being paid by the team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If someone picks you up, they have to pick you out, put you on the active roster. And then it becomes like, I remember Trevor Riley telling me this story. Do I stay on this practice squad, or do I take the guarantee to be on the roster for these last 2 games? How does that work into next year? Mm-hmm. So you got all these things that you got to factor into it. The fact is, if Tanner Wall doesn't make it, he's going to have a fine life. So there's something to fall back on that. But, hopefully these guys make it. There's Isaiah Jada, I think, is on that team, and obviously Chase Roberts. Matt Gay's the kicker. I assume he's going to make the team and be the kicker. So I think there's a kid from Utah Tech on there. So obviously it would be cool. All these kids, hope they all make it. I mean, Lander Barton, who's he with the Chargers?
I think so.
Trying to make that team.
Yeah.
I wish them all well.
Yeah. We also had Bob Casper on. Just did our draft with him in the last segment for the Open Championship, the final major of the year.
Yeah, I really hope for Bob's sake that I don't win.
Rory wins. You just keep winning with your 3rd-round picks.
Well, Roy was the first round, but I knew you guys couldn't take him.
Yep.
So
we couldn't. We were already committed. I like that, though, even though it shuts us out on Fleetwood and Fitzpatrick. Leads to more variety. More guys.
Yeah. It's more fun. And there's more strategy.
Yep. Looking back, why did I pick Fleetwood in the Masters? What was I thinking? But I saved Scheffler, and it's good because he hasn't won a major yet, so it would have been a wasted pick if I had used it. But even now, I'm like, is it a reset really? Or it's just not his year? I mean, even Tiger didn't win a major every year. And is the window gone for Scheffler?
Scheffler now he's got 2 kids.
I know.
And he openly speaks, what now? I win it. I'm excited for 5 minutes. He's telling us.
He really is. He's laying it out there. Yeah. Yep. And we saw the similar thing with Spieth. Spieth won when he was single.
On and on and on. Men and women.
Yep. And Jack Nicklaus said it about Tiger. Yeah, he's rolling now, but later on, you get older.
Johnny Miller openly talked about it.
They've all seen it and felt it.
Right. So the idea is to get as many as you can early. It's harder late. And then life gets in the way. And you never know how real these guys are with their lives. They tend to. Mickelson's been out in the news lately, and we've seen a bunch of other guys. How really committed you are, because if you got gals on the side, as far as I'm concerned, you're not that committed, because that's not acceptable.
Distractions, juggling, time.
Now, if you don't want to
energy.
get married, then you can have Derek Jeter until he got married. Fine, right? And give him the gift bag, and away you go.
A lovely parting gift.
Yeah, well, that's the story, right?
That is the story.
But he was single.
Yeah. So presumably it was less of a distraction, and he could stay focused on sports.
Well, yeah, and then he waited late to get married. Steve Young. Yeah, but Scheffler didn't, and now he just turned 30 last month. He's got 2 kids now, and maybe his time has come and gone. And if it has, what a great run. I feel he can be competitive, but he probably won't be competitive as he has been if his time is over. Maybe he's the guy who can grind and do both.
DJ PK, it's 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. We are taking a break. When we come back, your feedback is next. Stay with us. DJ and PK, it's time for your feedback. Longtime TV executive Jim Williams lists ASU and Utah as the favorites if the Big Ten expands west. So what do you think? Kelsey, on this question, why Utah over BYU? BYU always ranks in the top in viewers, attendance, they're completely out of debt, nationwide, worldwide audience and support, incredible product on the field, so why is Utah a better brand than BYU? Brett says it's Sunday play in the wise politics. Mike says it's Sunday play for starters. And Weston says, from what I heard as a Utah fan, it's because the University of Utah is in some group of elite colleges and like top 10 and most luxury colleges, which is what the Big Ten looks for. I've never heard luxury colleges term before. Yeah, American Association of Universities. They're one of the 70 whatever schools in that. 71, I think. If it happens, are we wasting time on wondering what happens?
I say for Utah, just have your focus on the Big 12 and see what you can do there. And, man, make it so much that this conference cannot be ignored.
Raise more money, get better athletes, pay more NIL, win more games, and then everything will take care of itself?
I think it will one way or the other, no matter what it's called in 10 years. Whatever affiliation there are, and it may be completely overhauled, and just be in the position where you demand to be included. And I think they should be included. I think both should be included.
There's a lot of people with a lot of plans right now throwing a lot of theories and and I've heard that about the playoff, that there's like basically another plan every week. So reacting to whatever the latest one is can drive you a little nuts.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
Yeah.
Worry about all that stuff.
Cam Walker has said that. He's a new AD at Utah State. And he said, man, one day you're seeing a plan and it's 24 teams, another is 16, another is stay at 12. And there's plans if there's a Power 2, a Power 3, a Power 4.
All of Utah's focus should be on Idaho, and that's it.
Okay.
And BYU's focus is on Utah Tech. That's it.
Look at you furrow the brow.
That's it, man. And Utah State's, is it Idaho State? That's all their focus should be on.
Money games, preseason tune-ups.
Take it one expansion rumor at a time. Don't be focusing on 2 expansion rumors. Then it gets so messy.
It does.
And I'm not talking about Lionel.
Here's a comment off the question about the most satisfying sounds in sports. And you put, hey, number 1 should have been the pop of the champagne bottle. All the champions. Baseball, football, basketball. Come on. That's the soundtrack in the locker room.
Yeah.
Down the line. I don't know about the individual sports, but in the team sports, that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, hockey gets to it eventually. First, they got to hoist the trophy, and one guy after another, and they do the whole thing skating around on the ice. Especially if they're at home, that goes on forever. But eventually, they get back to the locker room and they get to it.
Yeah.
We've got a couple people adding sounds. Jared says the drag on a fishing reel. Knowing you got to fish on the whirring noise as the line just feeds out. And we got a guy auto racing who said, got to find his name, but he thought that the sound as the car zoomed by the microphone in the corner.
Okay, but after 40th one. Before we get out of here, did you hear about the gal in Las Vegas? She married 14 guys.
No.
Yeah, she kept getting married. She married 14 guys. And they asked her, law enforcement officials said, Do you understand what you're doing? And you know what she said? I do.
Nice.
You didn't bring it up?
Yeah, I hadn't heard the story, and there it is. Las Vegas woman in 14 marriage scam likely to avoid prison.
Yeah. Yeah.
She admitted to bigamy and fraud in exchange for drop charges and a state recommendation for probation.
They asked her, do you know what you're doing?
I do. I got it. She lost more than $300,000 gambling, fueling the continuation of her fraudulent marriages.
Oh, man. That's a tough one.
All right, DJ and PK, on that note, we are out of here. Scotty G and the coach, Tim Lacombe, coming up next, live from Bar Dub Grill, exit 222 in Nephi. DJ and PK, it's 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.